Hi Ian, great to see you.
Hi Livia, good to see you too.
Thanks so much for agreeing to zoom in with me today. It's great to catch up with you as a long-time pal and friend, and a very proud lecturer as a graduate of my certificate in sport psychology from IADT. So, but we're not talking about that today. We're here to chat about my brave action little project. So, without, I suppose, further ado, I'm going to hand it over to you to tell us your little brave action story.
Yeah, no, well, firstly, thanks for having me, and sort of delighted to share my story. So if, I suppose my brave action is connected to a big event which happened to me in 2010, where I was playing a rugby game, and unfortunately a teammate of mine stood on my face and his stud perforated my eyeball, which was obviously a fairly traumatic experience. And many months after that, I'd actually developed or actually got back onto the rugby pitch, but complications arose with cataracts, and eventually just my retina detached, which left me completely blind in 2011, and I retired from rugby age 21. But my brave act is not getting back onto the rugby field at international level with a pair of goggles, but it is to do with a pair of goggles. So now there are actually registered 2,000 people in the world that use these rugby goggles since they became available in 2014. And the reason why I believe it is a brave action is, one, that it gives an opportunity to younger people, in particular young kids who can't put corrective lenses in their eye. Their eyes aren't fully developed. And other people who are like me, who have a visual impairment or struggle with sight issues, are actually able to use these goggles and play rugby in safety, because rugby is modeled basically on rugby for everyone. And whether you are slightly larger, smaller, quicker, faster, taller, shorter, rugby is a sport for everyone. So these goggles have become available for everyone. And as I said, 2,000 people in the world now are using this and able to experience the wonderful game that is rugby union. And if I'm to think back of lessons learned from that, well, how were we able to get to that situation of having the goggles available for everyone? Well, I'm very fortunate enough to have a very good support network around me, and I wouldn't have gotten back onto the rugby field itself, let alone international level, if I didn't have a very good group of people around me. So I think whenever something tragic as it did happen to me, you realize who are the close people around you, who are the ones that are willing to go that extra mile and do something for you. And I'm very fortunate to have that. So I think my advice for people would be, no matter what you are going through, whether it is an irreversible situation or it is a situation that is getting to that point, make sure that you tap into that support network that you have around, even if that is one person or a group of people. Talking is the most important thing, and you will definitely feel better, as I did, because my situation in those early years were not exactly good, but none of this would have happened if I didn't actually open up to my brother and physically cry. So I think it's just so important that you do that, you share, and the road, or the road will always be better when you do that. So thank you very much for that, and Olivia, thanks for having me.
Brilliant. Well, it's a very unique story, and I think anybody hearing it would definitely take something away from it. I mean, your brave action in terms of coming back and playing at such a high level after having such an injury is something very inspiring, and something that I've always been very proud of as your former lecturer, but more so as your friend, to even watch you to be able to achieve those heights and get to that level after initially retiring from rugby. It was an amazing story, and very unique story, and very unique in the sense of, as you say, wanting to take that story and use it for good, not just for yourself, but also to kind of make, open up awareness and make other people benefit and be helped as a result of that too. I love where you've mentioned about the support network. What my hashtags are on social media. So as well as the Be Brave and Awesome in Action, that social support network, that the backpack. And for anybody who knows me knows the backpack means reaching out and making sure who's got your back, who's in your backpack, who are those support people that will always you know, that you trust, that will always look after you and help you when you're going through a tough time. So as you say, opening up to those people is probably one of the bravest things that you can do too. So my very best wishes to all your amazing new roles and jobs and moves and all the sorts of things that your life has taken in terms of new chapters. And I hope to catch up with you again soon, physically over a coffee as opposed to virtually over a coffee. So look after yourself, and best wishes for the exciting weeks and months ahead. And we'll catch up again soon. Okay, thanks a million.
Absolutely. Thanks, Olivia. Appreciate it.